Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I wanted to do this DIY which was requested, which is actually a plushie that's also a squishy. Now this was actually requested by Kate and Dakotah over on my obviously YouTube channel, and yeah, so I was really excited to do this and I wanted to do it in a really simple shape, so I chose this little cute marshmallow and I'm super happy with how it turned out. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button down below, as that will be much appreciated. Anyway, so to get into the DIY, I took a piece of memory foam, and this was actually density foam, as I kind of bought the wrong one on eBay without realising it, or the seller sent me the wrong foam, I don't really know. But this isn't memory foam and it works more like density foam. So from this point forward, I'm going to start calling it density foam. So what you want to do is take some foam. Like I said, memory foam would be best, but I'm obviously using this foam, and you'll want to kind of shape it into a cylinder shape. It doesn't matter how neat or rough or however you get it, you just want to make sure that the shape is that rough kind of cylinder shape. You haven't got to go OTT and make it really smooth, as we'll be covering this in plush fabric anyway and you won't really be able to tell. So once you've got your rough shape all ready and you've got it to the size that you want it to be, you'll then be ready to cover it in the plush fabric. To measure out how much plush fabric I needed, I just took the cylinder shape and rolled it onto the plush, and then I just kind of cut it out roughly, really. I didn't do it any neat way, I didn't measure it, I didn't like draw it out and then cut it. I just cut it really loosely, as this is a really simple shape. So what I then did was took it right sides together so that the plush soft bit was touching the foam, and I just kind of sewed the two edges together. So like I said, the rough sides of the plush fabric were on the outside here, and the like really soft part is actually facing inwards towards the foam. I just sewed this the whole entire length one way, and then I went back on myself to kind of sew it back up that same line, and this was to really just secure it down and make sure that this stitching wouldn't come undone. Now if you don't like stitching, you can also glue at this point. It would be easier to glue this point and then stitch in a minute, as you'll see, but yeah, if you don't like sewing, then you'll just want to glue this. You'll then want to take this out and just double check over your stitching, making sure there's no holes in anything, and then you'll want to turn it the right sides out. You'll then want to end up putting the little marshmallow face on it, so I'm taking these toy safety eyes and doing that. You can also use puffy paint or fabric paint, or draw it on, or put little bits of felt on if you want to, but I'm just using the toy safety eyes in the same way that I usually do. So I just cut a hole, push the toy safety eye through, and then push on the washer. I also then cut off the excess. This isn't necessary sometimes, but for little plushes I like to cut off that bit. For the mouth and the little blush on the cheeks, I actually took some puffy paint with my dotting tool, and I used the light pink colour in the slick tulip paint for the cheeks, and then using black puffy paint by Tulip, I took a pin and just kind of like dotted the mouth on. Now doing a little mouth and stuff like that is quite hard on this type of plush fabric, as the kind of furriness of it is actually quite long, so you need to go kind of in dotted motions to kind of get a really small mouth, and I found this out the hard way by messing up so many mouths before. So yeah, you'll just want to do little tiny dots, taking your time to do anything in black. Whilst your paint is drying, you could then move on to the next step, and what you want to do is create 2 circles of plush fabric that will fit over the top and the bottom of your foam. Now you'll want this to be about 1 centimetre to 1 inch overhanging each side, and what you'll then want to do is stitch this onto the top and to the bottom of the foam. So what I did was place mine on top and then just folded round the edges and just stitched this on. Now I did stitch through the foam as well. I mean, it kind of looks like I'm just stitching the white fabric, but I am actually squeezing the foam and going through it. You'll want to pass your needle through the foam, back up through the fabric, and so on, so that the fabric is secured to the foam. Now I know a lot of people are going to ask me if you can glue this on, and I'm only going to recommend that you stitch this on. Now some glue would add some extra bulk that you don't want, or maybe make some hard bits in it that you don't want, so I do recommend stitching at this point the most. So once both of those are stitched on, you'll then want to go ahead and pop your memory foam bit inside of that cylinder shape that we put the face on. Once you have this inside, you'll then want to just fiddle around with it so that the face is in the right place, and then you'll want to just cut off the excess from the bottom. Now I left about an inch still left on mine, so that obviously the plush fabric of the cylinder overlapped this by an inch, and this was so that I could turn this bit inside out so that I was left with a really neat edge. So yeah, you'll want to just fold over this bit so that it kind of tucks in on itself and meets the very corner of the plushie, if that makes any sense. Just so that you have a really nice neat edge and it all kind of lines up to the bottom. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you can kind of see it better here. But yeah, just kind of neat and folded in on itself, if that makes any sense. And what you want to do is take a needle and thread in obviously white, and you'll then want to stitch this to the bottom. You'll want to just go through both layers that you folded and stitch round again through the bottom. Now you can go through the foam again, but it's not really that important as the fabric is already attached to the bottom of the foam, so if you just stitch through the fabric, it will also be attached to it, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense in this video, as I am a little bit sleepy, but I really wanted to get a video out for you today and I didn't want to let you down on the everyday uploads. Yeah, so you just want to keep stitching all the way around. Now this does take a little bit of time. I think it took me about 5 minutes to do the bottom and 5 minutes to do the top. Obviously I sped it up here because I don't want you sitting around for 5 minutes watching me stitch this up. But you'll just want to keep going until it's completely sealed and then tie this off. Once the bottom is completely done, you'll then want to do the exact same to the top. So you just want to cut off the excess so that you're left with about an inch. And then what you want to do is fold this down again so that the raw edge is kind of down the sides of the marshmallow and you're left with a neat edge around the top corner. You'll then want to just make sure this is all lined up, all nice and flat along the top, and then you'll want to stitch this all over again so that the top bit is completely attached to all the sides. Once the top is completely sewn all together, you'll then want to tie this into a knot and just cut off any excess thread. Once this is done, your squishy plushie is then complete. Now I'm super happy with how this little guy has turned out. I think it's so cute. I'm literally going to keep this forever. Like, I love it that much that I'm going to put it on my shelf and I'm going to keep it forever. Like, I just love this so much. I think it's so cute, so simple, and it's so soft. Like, I cannot even explain. Like, I wish there was something that I could like kind of tell you, like, to kind of so that you could feel it through the screen, if that makes any sense at all, because this is so soft. Now I use this plush fabric. It's by the brand Shannon Fabrics, I do believe, and it's the Smooth Cuddle Plush 3 fabric, I think it's called. In fact, I'm almost certain it's called that. It's just a really super soft white plush fabric, and I'm sure you can get it in like fabric stores and stuff like that. It's more well known in America, and they sell it more in fabric shops in America rather than here. So I buy it online because it honestly is the best plush fabric that I've used, and I've used quite a lot. So yeah, I'm super happy with how this turned out. I'm super grateful for the request as well. Otherwise I wouldn't have tried this, and I don't know, I just feel like what is better than a plushie that's a squishy? Because I love squishies so much, as obviously you can tell by me doing my DIYs on my channel. And I obviously love plushies so much too because I make them all the time. Now as you can see here, this fabric is quite stretchy, and I think that definitely helps to the squishy plushiness of this. It just squishes really nicely, and I'm so happy with this that I'm definitely going to be making some more squishy plushies. Now I'm not sure whether to call them plushie squishies or squishy plushies. I think squishy plushies, that's the way I like it. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video and you're enjoying request week so far. I'm really enjoying seeing all your requests. I mean, I've got so many that I'm never ever going to be able to make them all, but I am reading every single comment right now. Even if I'm not replying to all of them, I am reading them all. So yeah, Like always, if you have any requests or any comments or anything like that, please leave them in the comments below. Please give this video a like if you did like it and you want to see more of this type of thing. And whilst you're down there, please hit that subscribe button, as we are gaining so many new subscribers and it's just great to have you all. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!